All right, it looks like our first run of the day is just about set up. So as they finalize that and start getting those streams ready, just in case anyone has just joined us right now, because it was about 10 minutes ago when I said this before, and now some folks are filing in to watch this incredible run. As a reminder, this is Complete-a-thon 2024, Day 3, and we are so excited to have Kythol and Matt here to open it up with Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, multiplayer 2-player 100% level locked. So I will hand it over to them to start that incredible run. Take it away.
You took your time, mate. Now listen to this.
Stop, so please help.
Hi, I'm Matt. I made this, not the game, the mod. There's a mod that makes it multiplayer. I spent 2 years of my life making it. There's a video that explains it if you want to go check that out. But yeah, maybe after Complete-a-thon. Thank you for having us Complete-a-thon. But yeah, we will get ready to go. The run we're doing here is 100% level lock. We have to stay in the same level until that level's complete. We will be forced to stay in the same level until the level's complete, as you'll see. But we'll get going. You ready, Kythol?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. There's a 10-second countdown that's about to start. Here we go. Don't think it will be audible on stream, but that's fine.
We hear it just fine.
And go. Good luck. Okay, so the way this run's going to work is we need to get everything in all of the levels except the picture frames. There are several collectibles throughout this game. It's a 3D platformer collectathon, so typical collectathon stuff everywhere. The main collectible here, the smallest collectible, are these opals. There's 300 of them per level. We need to get all of them per level. Everything does sync between us, so when I collect something, it collects for Kythol, and when Kythol collects something, it collects for me. We also have to get golden cogs, which you'll see Kythol coming up to very short. Actually, it's me that's coming up to them now since we switched out. Yep, so you'll see me coming up to some golden cogs in a second. We need to get 10 of those per level. There's also caged bilbies, which Kythol probably just got.
Yep.
We have 5 of those per level. And then Thunder Eggs. Thunder Eggs are the main collectible. They will allow you to progress through the game. There's 8 of them per level. So that's a lot of stuff to get, but it's pretty quick to grab all these things. So it should be fine. There's 9 levels in the game, 9 main levels that have all these collectibles. We have to beat 3 levels per hub, and then as long as we got enough Thunder Eggs, which we definitely will in a 100% run, we open the boss, we go into the boss, we beat the boss, we get a new rank that lets us into the next hub, and then we continue as planned. This is an extremely Australian game made by an Australian company called Chrome back in 2002. It was remastered in about 2015, 2016. Might have been later than that. Can't remember.
2016.
Yeah. And that's roughly, I mean, I think Kythol joined the community before that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2014.
so back
A
when
long
we were
time.
still running on old console only. It was originally released for GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox of that era. But there were barely any tricks, and then when the PC version got released, not much was in the game still, and then Chrome accidentally made a patch which broke the game.
We'll go into it the next level. You'll see it a lot in the next level.
Yeah, they broke the game a lot, so we can be quite fast here. Currently, the world record for this category is 59 minutes. In single player, the world record is 1 hour and 44 minutes, I want to say.
Something like that. I think that...
Yeah.
Is that Coral? No,
No,
Coral's
it's Karma.
51.
It's Karma.
Yeah, it's Karma.
Coral's actually 45 or 46 now. It's come down a lot
Good for
since you
him.
last checked. But yes, so this is a pretty fast-paced run. There's a lot that you're going to see happening. It's quite nice that we have this time at the start of the run to explain how it works, because there's a lot coming.
Now, we get the most important thing in the game, the second boomerang.
Yes, so that's the main way we attack enemies and hit things, and it's our main
Don't
action.
question why I'm ignoring those enemies. We'll get to that in a minute.
So in an old route, we used to get those enemies that Kythol walked past. I think it was either me or Kythol that would be getting them. It doesn't matter who. One of us has to kill them to get a Thunder Egg. That Thunder Egg can be skipped in the newest version of Multi. This mod we haven't spoken much about. I spent 2 years working with a few people to make this mod a reality. Honestly, didn't think it would get to the point it's at now, but it's really cool to see that we're doing speedruns, taking it to marathons, and yeah, people are enjoying it. We recently had a big event for the marathon. Kythol's about to do something really cool here.
So
It
what
already
happened
happened.
there was the 7 frills, that mission's called Ring the Frills, those frills spawned as they should, but because of a... Actually, no, they're not supposed to spawn during the TA like that, the time attack. However, because of a thing that Matt added to introduce some interesting aspects to the run, where we can, before, with time attacks, just kind of went through and just did the time attack. Now you can actually start collecting things, including opals and cogs and whatnot. And one of the side effects is those frills spawn, but because Chrome lacks object permanence, the frills spawn, and then when you teleport to the other side of the level, they instantly die and count as completing the mission. So we get 2 Thunder Eggs at once.
Yes, we're now moving on to the second level. This level is Shipwrecks. This is where we start swimming, and as everyone knows, 3D platformers and water do not work very well together when it comes to speedruns. Actually, they work really well together when it comes to speedruns, too well. So there is absolutely a glitch we're going to be using to abuse the swimming mechanic. It's called ground swimming. This was accidentally patched into the game in about 2020, I think, or 2021.
2020 before the Steam, or not Steam, the Switch release.
Yes. And it was quickly exploited to create a new category which skips the third hub. There are videos
Which
on that
I
as
looked
well.
for 20 years for as a kid, because I could not beat the third boss of the game, so... Unfortunately, there is no any percent on original console anymore. It's just 51 Thunder Eggs.
Yes.
That is the old any percent.
You need 17 Thunder Eggs per hub to get into the boss of that hub. So with 3 hubs, 51 Thunder Eggs is the minimum required to beat the game. Any percent on PC and the newer console versions where we have the swimming glitch allow us to skip one of the hubs and only get 34 if my maths isn't horrible.
34.
Okay, I'm now
we can do the... Oh, yeah,
heading.
I'll be
Yeah.
quiet.
We're heading up to the first ground swim. I have to get a swim on a seahorse here, which is an obnoxiously difficult ground swim to start off with. So I'm going to let Kythol vaguely explain stuff here.
So basically what he's trying to do is get to the top of the spire. And the way that ground swimming works is essentially the game kind of thinks that you're in the water when you shouldn't be. It's due to a fix that helped casual players on a specific mission in a specific level, and they kind of accidentally... Matt would know more of the details, specifics, but essentially they kind of forgot to create a check that checks if you're actually in the water.
Oh, it's bad. I still haven't gotten it.
Ooh. Yeah, it's very...
It's not usually this bad.
It's not an easy trick. It's not an easy trick.
Oh. I'm getting scammed.
Yeah. It's very difficult. It's very precise. Luckily, it used to also require a controller, but now it no longer requires a controller.
Got it.
That's good. That's good.
That is rough.
And it gets worse from there. We have a much worse ground swim later on that Matt's going to be doing.
It's easier to get, but yes, there is a much harder
It's easier to
one coming
get, but it is a nightmare to finish.
For the sake of lining up, where are you right now?
I am jumping down to coconuts to get 3 boxes. Yeah, that's a little late, but we'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll just miss Opal Ring Swim.
Tactically throwing. Very common in multiplayer. It is hard to have several people work together well and line up. That is the big problem here. It's that when you get to higher player counts, we have pace locking.
And I fell. I did actually throw it.
That's fine.
Oh,
Go to End of Coconuts and then come back for that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. That's a very difficult swim. I have to get a swim at a specific part on this wall with a magnet, and if I go too high, I just kind of fall out of the swim.
For reference, you should leave the magnet at the crates that you're coming up to soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I'm just in the time attack, cleaning up the opals that I missed on the Spire. Unfortunately, me failing Spire Swim for as long as I did means that we're probably not saving any time here. We're losing.
We're losing a good bit, but it's fine.
This is the first... one of the first runs where we've done Spire Swim in multiplayer, so... in 2-player at least.
Yeah.
There has actually been an 8-player, that's the maximum player count, there has been an 8-player level lock run. It was chaotic. Even watching it back now, I don't understand what's going on. But...
Does anyone?
No. But it worked. 37 minutes on that one. We're pushing for a 58.
The more players you get, the less reward you get for having more players.
Yes. We're pushing for a 58 on the 2-player one. We almost did have a 58 and 2-player that got thrown
Opals are
for
gone.
reasons. Nice. And we're 285.
Yep.
We're good.
Yep, so we're good on opals.
Yep. Does that mean you're at the cog now?
No, I went and got it because of the magnet. I got it before, so I'm going up the geyser now to glide down.
Okay. Excellent. So I just have to go back through these mushrooms. That will take me to the end of the level, and then I can glide down and head to the opal machine. So talking about some more of the Thunder Eggs here, there are some set Thunder Eggs which are the same for every level. One of them is getting 300 opals and then taking them to the opal machine, or opal collector, which you'll see at the end of the level here. One of them is for beating the time attack, which is in every level. One of them is for getting all the buildies, and then there's usually a main objective which activates the time attack as well. Just grabbing the Thunder Egg now. Are you at walk?
I'm at the portal.
So we'll be getting those, and then there's another 4 Thunder Eggs which are for various things.
Sometimes it's guiding people home. Sometimes it's lighting their house, getting them eat. Sometimes it's just kind of under a waterfall. It's kind of hit or miss.
In this level, I will be heading up to the end of the level, and Kythol will be running through the start, and I'll be going backwards through the end. It's a pretty common theme with some of the levels, is sending one person to the end and then making them go backwards. Not every level does that, but we will be doing it here.
I'm trying to think of a level that doesn't do that. Snow doesn't do that. Yeah.
Well, it does, just it takes a while.
Yeah, it takes a good while. Wasn't really mentioned, but there is one other collectible we don't have to get for 100%, but we will be getting it because it is very fun to get and very funny if you do get it.
We'll be explaining that in a minute.
Scales. Yeah, they're called rainbow scales. If you collect 25 of them in the main hub world, you get an extra health bar essentially. So instead of 4 hit points, you have 8. So we'll be collecting all those
without losing any time.
Yep.
I'm in one of the most fun mini games in the entire game. Such a good one. Meanwhile, Kythol's having fun.
Man.
There are 3 really tedious turret-style mini games that we have to beat. They take a long time. There's no way of skipping them. I'm now going to be going for something called a swim maintain, which is where we hold scope out of a mini game or Thunder Egg animation, and sometimes get to keep the swim through it. That one is one of the few consistent ones that we have. So we know how to get that one. Yes, true. They're both in this level. There are others in other levels which we know can happen, but they rarely do.
Yeah, it's not fully understood, like, the exact details as to why some do work, some don't.
Shout out to Karma Crimson for this turkey strat, by the way. Pushing the turkey into a good position for when we lose a swim is a really good idea that we didn't come up with when we were initially routing, so big thanks to Karma for that. World record holder in single play.
And probably the best to ever do it.
True.
As much as I would like to say it's Papo, it's definitely Kama, because Kama actually runs more than any %/51 TE.
Yeah. Kama has, at some points, had world record in every single category across both extensions, and I miss Turkey.
Well, that's a you problem.
He had a weird pathing. He's got an even
Yeah.
weirder pathing here, and there's not much I can do if he runs the wrong way. He ran the right way, we're fine.
Okay.
The turkey is mostly consistent, but because of turkey push, there is like a tiny bit of RNG at the end that can cause that to happen.
You can somewhat set it up by approaching him at specific angles, and there's a level later on in the next hub where there's actually 2 turkeys that you have to get within a certain time frame of each other, and those can also be annoying, so I'll be miserable with that, don't worry.
Annoyingly, on the minigame that I'm currently on, or mission I'm currently on, I have to go and speak to Ken to activate the bats that are going to appear in the cave, so I had to do an annoying ground swim up a waterfall, and then go back down to hit the bats. But now I just need to hit these bats 3 times, and then I get a Thunder Egg, and I'll be heading into the time attack while Kythol finishes up the level. Hi, Kythol!
I'll grab the Thunder Egg since you're... Oh, you already got it. I was thinking you were more behind than you were.
Nope. So the koalas that you see representing the players come from one of the levels that we're going to be coming up to very soon.
There are 8 koalas, and there are correct choices.
There are correct choices.
There
There
are
are-
colts.
More colts for each of the koalas. Anytime someone new joins, they get the indoctrination into the cult of whichever koala they end up accidentally choosing.
Matt's lucky. He's the only one who picks Kiki.
I am the only Kiki player.
I was the only Dubbo player.
Crazy Tone Dog also plays Kiki now.
Oh, okay.
I'm one of 2 Kiki players.
Okay, yeah. Opals are on you, by the way. It's 8.
They should not be.
Are they not on slide?
I got the 3 on slides.
Oh, great. Well, this is.
Oh, I know where they are. I know where they are.
Okay.
It's not super easy for me to get there. Unless I can hit this Donny. No. Oh, I did.
Nice.
Ooh. Question is, can I die without hitting another one? I don't think I can.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, there's a throw here. Maybe. Hold on. Hold on. Rerouting on the fly. I know we're losing a lot of time. They're in a crate, otherwise I would not bother.
Which ones are they?
It's because I missed Turkey. It's one of the crates. From
Oh,
Turkey.
that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, this can happen sometimes, and
It
unfortunately,
happens.
since we are level locked, I am stuck here until we get this.
There you go. That's not all of them.
Oh, we need a magnet to 1.
Oh no! It's right, there's a magnet near me.
Okay, I'm heading back to the machine.
There
then.
should be anyway. Yeah, there is. I don't know where we missed one. There you go.
All
Right.
right.
So, onto the first boss. Kythol is going to take the first boss because only one person needs to do it. I am going to start getting the rainbow scales, which are these little fish scales. They do not lose time because I am waiting for Kythol to finish the first boss. So I can get as many of them as I can in the time it takes Kythol to finish the first boss, and then we get the rest of them later on when I'm doing the final boss, which will be explained eventually.
You wanna explain magnets, by the way, since we kind of didn't really explain why the magnet was important.
Yeah, it's a good point. So the magnet that I grabbed at the end there pulled in the last opal because the magnets are Chrome's way of preventing you from missing opals or helping you when you've missed opals. So when you reach 275 opals, grabbing a magnet will increase the range that the opals get pulled in from by a lot. Well, a bit. And then for each set of 5 opals beyond that, so 280, 285, 295, and then also 297 and 299, the range will be increased even more. So at 299 opals, grabbing a magnet will pull in the opal from almost anywhere in the level. Meaning if we've missed one, a magnet is a pretty safe way to avoid losing the run.
And we, for this game, since we get to decide our own rules, or at least Matt does, we have what's called magnet patch.
Yes, every basket that we open will give us a magnet. Baskets can usually give health as a chance, but they will always give us magnets in multi. Unless you're on one
at
hit.
300 opals or 1 health.
Or under 100 opals and you're in a certain level. Don't worry about that one. Okay, I'm going into Snow Worries. Leaving behind house because of a route change.
Yep. Oh. And Matt kind of did it while he was explaining all that, but I am doing what's called Mission Impossible. It's a faster way of getting into Hub 2. Normally you require flamerangs, which we just got, but instead I'm just going to kind of swim up over the wall and jump into Hub 2 earlier than you should, if I actually like get into the level.
Yes.
There we go.
Nice. So for Snow Worries, we will be taking a somewhat similar strat to the last couple of levels.
I'm
I
not
will
going
be
to main
heading...
menu just in case
That's
the
fine.
memory stuff.
Yeah, I'll explain that in a second. So, yeah, I'll be heading down the center path here, getting the opals, leaving some for Kythol during the time attack, and then Kythol is going to run through the time attack. He's trying to open it as fast as he can here. And once he's got the time attack open, which is from collecting all of the 8 koala kids and returning them to Sheila, once he's got all of them, he'll be heading into the time attack, heading up to the end of the level, and then using a death abuse to get back to the end of the level and start collecting stuff at the end. Meanwhile, I'll be clearing out the midsection and some of the end of the level. No Marquee Slide there, that's unfortunate, but you will see a trick called a Marquee Slide from Kythol in the time attack.
Hopefully.
Yep.
We used to be able to do 2, but now because of the reroute, I can only realistically do 1. Because I have to get opals at the bottom.
That's true. Yeah, the route that we're doing now with the opals in the time attack is very new. About a week old, if that.
And we've been routing as of up until yesterday, so...
Yes. But we thought we'd try it. Multi is more
Also,
about having fun.
Yeah. This is where the koalas come from, the koala kids. There is Dubbo, Mim, Snugs, Iki, Elizabeth, Katie, Gummy, and Booney.
Did you say Dubbo?
I did say Dubbo. He was literally the first one I said.
Okay. Congrats on knowing the koala names. We didn't even know they had names until multiplayer, and then now everyone knows them. There's been a
Yes,
community-wide...
Elizabeth is based on Queen Elizabeth II.
That is true. Her name is even Queen Liz in some of the files. This entire project has been a massive community effort, so while we're here and a small bit of downtime, I want to give a huge shout out to especially Kana, or Elusive Fluffy, and Tinsel. The two of them helped with making the mod, with the actual coding. It's been huge for us. And then also Kythol and Serby for big help playtesting more recently. And then Lorne, Silent and Quark for playtesting help way back when we started. And BuzzChi for being a madman and helping me find stuff that really shouldn't
Florals.
be found.
Don't forget Florals.
Oh, and Florals. Obviously Florals. Florals who made modding what it is. Florals has done more work for modding than I think anyone else in the Thai community.
Alright, coming up on a Marquee Slide, basically I'm going to try and keep momentum off of this ice by swapping boomerangs. I didn't really get a great one because my speed was not good, but you can get some crazy Marquee Slides where you just kind of zoom down areas much faster than you should.
Big shout out to Marky Moth who found those.
Yep, so hopefully, am I going to be ahead of you, or are you ahead of me?
No,
you
I'm
are
ahead.
definitely ahead of me. That's
Yep.
good.
Had
That's
a
what we
good
want
run.
to see.
Do you mind if I
practice-
hop in here real quick for a message for our viewers?
Go for
ahead.
it.
I wanted to remind everyone that we have an open incentive for a run that's 2 runs from now, but the run in between is very short. For Sonic Colors DS to upgrade it to all S ranks. We are at 90 out of $125 for that incentive, which is something I did not realize until very recently, which is so close. We only need $35 more in order to have that runner upgrade to having to complete every single level on at S rank. So if you want to see Speedbreaker, said runner, have to complete every level pretty much perfectly, please get those donations in. They go to an incredible cause for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund, and hopefully we can see that run upgrade. So thanks so much for letting me hop in. This is an awesome run. Please continue.
Thank you.
We're now approaching the dumb part of this level. This is Mill, and this is one of the earliest areas that has a skip that we found. It was found, gosh, 2012, 2013, but it's theorized to have been found earlier than that by an unknown person.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's the dunny I hit to be able to death warp back up here.
So the way Millskip works, essentially, is as you've probably seen on the mountain that we're jumping up, with these massive wooden paths. And what you're supposed to do is climb up those wooden paths, and at the top of them there's a cage that you're not supposed to be able to get into by default. And there's a button, and that will open the gate, let you in, or let you out, and then there'll be 3 platforms at the end of the level which let you jump up to the top of the mill to get the Thunder Egg. Or you can just skip all of that and jump straight up to the Thunder Egg from the start. The reason Kythol's now heading over to one of the button cages is because it has some crates in with opals, so we need to get those opals. The others don't.
Yeah. And unfortunately, this doesn't really help us get up, because this is the lowest of the 3. It just is really far away from it and gives, like, no height.
Yes.
So, let's see if I got this. There we go. See?
Fortunately, Chrome didn't put anything on the wooden paths for us to collect, so we can skip all of them.
Do you want me on mill, or on...
It's up to you. I'll take
I'll do
mill.
mill.
Oh, okay. Okay, no, you take mill, you take mill, you take mill.
Nope, I'm already sliding down. You gotta go.
Okay. We're too agreeable, both of us. No. It's fine. Okay.
You're better at mill anyway, so it helps me.
Doesn't even make that much of a difference. Okay, here
Well,
we go.
This says
Mill skip.
275. Okay, we're good.
Come on. There it is. Boom. And that's mill skip. And now I just have to get one more Thunder Egg.
If you fail mill skip, we call it the fall of shame, as it is a nightmare to set up if you fall all the way back down to the bottom.
True. Okay, we're now heading into Outback Safari. This is the only level in the game where you don't play as Ty. Well, you do, but he's on a bull. Or bush pig.
Indirectly.
Yes.
This is the boss from the first boss level of Bull's Pen, except it's not a bull, it's a bush pig.
I am going to let Kythol explain everything here, because my route in this level is insane.
Right. Yeah, so the interesting thing about this level is the movement, in which we call it Outback movement, because this is Outback Safari. Basically, with the way that the game is made, if you hold down 2 directions on the keyboard at the same time, since we're playing on mouse and keyboard, instead of getting 100% movement speed in the 2 directions diagonally, it is 100% both forward and whatever side direction you're pressing. It then adds that together to give you about 1.4 times the movement speed of what you should have. So, for the most part, we're trying to move at a 45-degree angle, as we're just going to move a lot faster. The other weird thing about this level... Oh, why did I do that? That's fine. I can collect stuff. It's fine. Oh, okay, here we go. This is the first... Okay, so we're good. I got my first crash, but literally first one. Anyways, there's a memory leak in this game, and it affects me more so than anyone else, and we don't really know why.
We have no idea.
I have a brand new computer too.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, Outback movement. Moving a lot faster than you should. Opals are in individual boxes. There's 300 of them in the level, and we gotta get every single one. So, yay.
Not only do we have to get all of the opals, I have to get all of them while also beating both one of the hardest time attacks in the game if you don't use Outback movement.
Yep.
And also, while escorting Shazza home, avoiding certain triggers so that she doesn't die. Yeah, there's a lot for me to do here, and that's why I'm kind of look like I'm all over the place right now.
He is just collecting things as he can. There's a reason I much prefer this route in the level. We've kind of routed everything to where we just meet up at specific timings. And this level, we meet up at the right times, but it's just awful for Matt and chill for me. As long as I don't crash like I did.
Okay, time attack time.
Good luck.
Pray for no missing opals.
Opals are a nightmare to collect if you miss them in this level, as they are in individual boxes. It's nowhere near as bad as the original console, where the boxes and the ground were essentially the same color. So if you miss it, it's really hard to see. And that's why for a long time, I have sweared off of 100% single player, so...
It's not that bad. The only saving grace for Outback when you miss opals is that because it's because of outback movement, getting around the level is very fast, as well as a couple of tricks that let us walk to later parts of the level without losing any time. So yeah, we can find the opals much quicker, but it still sucks to find it because they're all individually wrapped.
Yep. The other thing to kind of note about outback movement is this is technically possible on every single version of the game. For us, Matt has modded it back in as there was an update where they removed it to where you only need the keyboard. If you don't have access to this version, or if you're playing on any of the console versions, old or new, technically you can achieve outback movement by using 2 controllers and holding one forward and the other you move from side to side.
Quick clarification on that.
It's just a dual input thing.
Quick clarification on that. It's a dual input device thing, so technically I don't think it would work with 2 controllers. The only reason it works on Switch is because Switch allows you to use Joy-Cons and a controller, which are treated as 2 separate weird input devices. But yeah, it's not known to be possible on old console or new console other than Switch. How many we
missing? You have last
opal.
1.
Probably. Don't count on it. No, I don't.
Oh no, I know where it is. No, just go to opal machine. It's the one under the waterfall.
You sure?
Yep, I see it right now.
Okay, going. You exit level when you got it.
Yep, I will.
Nice. Cool, and that's us moving on to the last level of Hub 2, Bridge on the Rivertide, which is a very hard level for me. Again.
Yep, once again. Matt just took on all the hard levels, and I just get to sit back and enjoy the ride. This is actually the level that ground swimming is the reason for, or ground swimming was created because of this level.
Potentially,
it's pretty much confirmed because of the patch notes. They specifically modified diving because of Rex's diving in this level.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. We're like 99% sure. So
we don't have full confirmation on it. We do have pretty much full confirmation on how ground swimming works, or at least partially how it works, based on what the developers said. I accidentally got the cog, by the way, so I'll leave opals in the water for you.
Yep, that works.
Cool. Yeah, we've had discussions with Chrome about some of the glitches in the game, and multi. They're in full support of multi, which is really awesome.
Thank you, James Podesta.
Yes, James Podesta was the lead engine developer on the remasters of I1 and potentially Taito and 3, but I don't know much about those.
But once we get to the mission in particular, I'll point it out and explain why we're like 99% sure it's why ground swimming is a thing. Also, we didn't mention it. Thank you, Brandorn. We looked for gate skip for 10 plus years. Gate skip is what you'll see at the end of this level, Matt doing, and he can kind of explain that. But we were looking for it for 10 plus years, some of us, like myself, longer. And then Brandorn, within a week of joining the community, found ground swimming on accident, and we were all like, why?
Yep. It was, I think Coral Killer was the first to actually get the skip.
Yep.
But Brandon's theories go far in the community. If Brandon suggests something, most of the time he's right.
He's found some insane stuff.
I think Brandon and Lorne, two of the most active runners, well, not runners, 2 of the most active people in the community for a while, were made a list a while back of all of the things that they thought would be possible but hadn't been found. I think 90% of that list has now been solved.
What hasn't been? I'm curious.
I don't know. Proxies, maybe?
Oh yeah, proxies. There's technically like proxies that can happen in the game, but we're not 100% sure why they happen, and they're only known to happen in very specific spots.
Okay, so what we've been doing here while we've been talking is I've been escorting Dennis, the green tree frog, yes, nocturnal tree frog, who's scared of the dark, home, and Kythol is running through the start of the level. He's now approaching the first burner of the level, and needs me to activate the burner mission, which I have just done there using a nice little trick that's very new, where we cancel the Thunder Egg animation so we can activate the mission earlier.
And this is the mission that I'm coming up to now. This specific box is the reason why ground swimming is probably a thing. Basically, in older versions of the game, casual players had an issue where the box, instead of diving into the box like they're supposed to, because this is a diving tutorial that allows you to get into the water faster, instead of diving into the box, they would just bite into it as if they were biting into the ground, and it's just annoying for casual players and loses a bunch of time for speedrunners. So Chrome decided, you know what, let's fix that because that's kind of an issue. And because of that, ground swimming's probably a thing.
We think, my theory at least, is that they were trying to fix that issue. They could have just moved the box down. They didn't.
Yep.
But in trying to fix that issue, they turned off a check in swimming and tested a bit and went, this doesn't seem to have done anything, but it's fixed the problem, except it did do something. It lets us ground swim. So we think that's what's happened. I am now going into the time attack. This is the hardest time attack in the game now because we ground swim through the entire thing, and the movement to avoid losing the swim is insane. If you come too far off the ground anywhere, you will lose the swim. And there's some spots where you think, yeah, I should have kept the swim there. No, it just immediately kills the swim.
You thought is basically what the game says.
So I'm avoiding all of those spots where I can and making sure I keep the swim because swimming is faster. Swimming is a lot faster than running.
I'm heading to double turkeys. If you thought one turkey was bad, this is a nightmare.
You'll be fine.
I wasn't earlier.
You'll be fine.
I'm fine here, though.
Huge. New trick coming up for me. So because of the way time attack works now, all of the triggers are active. So up to this point, we haven't been able to do this, but I will be finishing the burners mission while still in the time attack, waiting for the time attack to end, and that will give me 2 thunder eggs at the same time. And save time.
I'm going and getting the last boxes, and then once I get those, as long as I get close enough to these opals and not try hitting the bat instead, it'll magnet them in, and we'll be able to collect the opal thunder egg.
Meanwhile, I'm behind somehow, going for a trick called pontoon skip, where we jump and glide off the side of the bridge to jump onto a cog. Kythol will be readying up on Crikey, which is the last boss. Sorry, second boss of this hub. Meanwhile, it's my time to get more rainbow scales and go for gate skip. So gate skip, as we've already said, is a trick that lets us skip the third hub. It puts us into the end game early. So usually you would need 3 ranks. The ranks you get from the bosses are the Flame Rang, Frosty Rang, and then the Zappy Rang. We're going to get the Frosty Rang from Hub 2. But the Zappy Rang is almost entirely useless in this game. The only thing it's used for is to activate that generator over there.
And a generator in nighttime.
Yep.
Bonus level.
Yes.
Not daytime.
I'm failing gate skip. By getting a really awkward swim here, we can come over to this tree. This was found or theorized by Brandon and executed by Coral Killer. And then you can fight off over the gate. The Zappy Rangs are not needed to beat the final boss. The Flame Rangs and Frosty Rangs are, which is why we haven't done this earlier. And you might be wondering, why are you going to the end of the game now? That seems pointless. It will make sense. It's because of the rang we get in the final boss that lets us save over 2 minutes, potentially.
I'm going to go on ahead and just crash. Alright, 1. Only 1!
Nice.
Yeah, I have an issue with OBS looking into the game where it just, decides, I'm going to crash again. Why not?
I should explain. The levels that I'm currently in, the levels leading up to the final boss, do not have any collectibles, so we can find any skips that there are to get to the end of them as fast as possible for the most part. So for this level, we just swim under the entire map and head up to the next level. There is a portal that you can reach from under the map, so we can skip the entire thing. There's about 3 different versions of that skip. And then going into Cass's Crest here, this is an auto-scroller. Meanwhile, Kythol in Rainbow Cliffs collecting the last rainbow scales. This is a good time for anything to read, if there is anything to read, from Steph.
The most important thing right now is also first, this is a little late, but welcome raiders. We had a raid come in, and so thank you all so much for being here with us. I know we put a bunch of links in the chat. Thank you so much, sweet peeps. But this is Complete-a-thon 2024, and we're so happy to have you here watching some multiplayer. Haha. But yeah, as a reminder, we have 2 open incentives right now, both for Sonic games, and both that you can donate towards with !donate and donate towards the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. The first one being a bid war for the upcoming Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing to decide effectively how pixely it's going to look and how crunchy it's going to be. Right now, crunchy is winning. That's the 128 KB option. But if you want to see it a little smoother, go for the 600 KB and donate towards that. I think the crunchier option is currently winning by about $20. So if you want to see something else there, get those donations in. And the other one is the upgrade that's available for Sonic Colors DS to have the runner complete every single level on S rank, which is extremely difficult and really cool to see. So if you want to see that, we are at 90 out of the $125 we need to get that upgrade. So get those donations in if you want to see either of those things work out the way that you want to see them. They're both incredibly exciting, and we're super excited to see those runs.
Thank you so much. Okay.
All right, I'm not going to go into the level. He is now in Final Boss. I'm just going to, since we mentioned them, there are picture frames in the game, and they're in these invisible boxes that you're supposed to use a specific frame to see, but you can just break them normally and collect a picture frame.
We are not getting
And
this.
there are a lot of those. And then also, this is the last rainbow scale. We will not be collecting it until we finish the last level.
They are purely cosmetic. We don't need them, but on the leaderboards we now have an annotation. But if you got all the rainbow scales, because you can get them without losing time. So right now, I'm heading into a really hard trick, potentially, arguably, the hardest trick of the run, called Doom Clip, where I am going to take the Doomerang out of bounds instead of throwing it into Fluffy's neck and going through the pipes. I'm going to take it out of bounds and get it into the ending section from out of bounds.
This is one of the 2 main points of focus, so I will be quiet.
Okay. It's coming. The window to slip the Doomerang back in bounds is very, very tight. Nailed it.
Nice. And now we're in Hub 3. In probably a lot of people's favorite level in multi, Liar, Liar, Pants on Fire. It is a lot of fun in multiplayer specifically.
Yes. It's a bit chaotic. There's a lot to do, but it's very fun.
The other main infamous skip is also in this level from this game, and that is Lenny skip, which Matt will be doing.
About now. So Lenny is weird. His hitbox is a bit strange. You can stand on him at certain times. And if we just jump on him and then jump off of him, we can jump out of bounds and fall into the end of the level, which is funny and also
yeah, the 2
really fast.
ending rooms of the level, Furnace and the Slide Fight room, are situated right under the start.
Yes.
And are loaded in. There is another way to make the Furnace that is really difficult and has only ever been confirmed done twice.
Going for a quick kill on Sly here. What you're supposed to do is wait for him to stop running. He throws his ring 3 times and then stops running on the 3rd throw, and you're supposed to hit him then. But with good timing, you can... Oh.
Quick moment of focus here for
There we go.
a potential soft lock if I'm bad at the game, so we'll see. And I'm fine. So what I just did was called Buttonless Muddy. So there is a cave later on in the level with a button, and there's a floating platform there that when you hit the button, it starts moving up and down. So what you're supposed to do is go to that button, hit it, come back, and then get on the moving platform. But there are a couple of ways to get to the top faster, earlier than intended. That is the easier way. There is another way that is much more difficult that used to be considered pass only. It's technically possible, but it's just slower and more difficult.
It's not run viable.
It's not run viable. The one I did, it's much easier, but technically has soft lock potential because of invisible walls.
It's about time we explain something that you're going to see, which is the reason we skipped Hub 3 and have come back to it. The Doomerang, which is the rang we got from the final boss, lets us skip a lot of the collectible cutscenes, which are all about 3.5 seconds, by just throwing the Doomerang at the floor as we collect them. The animation for the Doomerang overrides the animation for collecting the collectible and skips the cutscene. So we'll be doing that as much as we can. And then there's also a skip later on that I'll leave till later to explain.
Yeah, we'll see if I get my Doom cancel here.
Middle path, remember?
There we go. Middle.
Yeah, I got jump, but you've got middle path.
Jump, okay.
I did jump, so you're doing right hand and then
Yeah.
middle. You're good, you're fine.
Yeah, don't worry. We're just discussing there are multiple paths on this water slide, and I'm going to be collecting specific opals. And he's just telling me which way I need to go to collect those opals.
Making sure we get the right ones.
As magnet poles are kind of jank with the water slide, as we have found out.
There is a magnet pool routed into this level now that is required. So we need to get a certain number of opals and then hope that the magnet pulls in the last ones. There it is.
Which
we
it
got
did.
them.
And
So
now I'll
now-
be doing a version of Lenny Skip that Matt absolutely hates, but it's consistent for me.
I have not seen it. I don't remember this.
It's the one where I bite on top of Lenny into the corner.
It's fine.
It's the old way of doing it from back in the day. I find it much more consistent than trying to jump on Lenny's head. It's a very specific double jump timing or a glide timing. I just don't like it. I find that other one more consistent. So
I'm about to get the last Thunder Egg, and then we should be good to go into Beyond the Black Stump, where I will once again let Kythol explain everything.
all right, so this
That's the first
is the most punishing skip in the game. This is what we call ski swim. I couldn't remember the name for a second. So Matt is going to be collecting a couple things to help me out at the start of the level, and then he's going to be getting a ground swim at the start of the level, basically. He is then going to maneuver through just insane slopes and areas that can very easily kill his ground swim. And he's going to be trying to get from the start of the level all the way to the end, because there is a ski slope with cable cars that you're supposed to ride up, and that takes a really long time. It's essentially a glorified auto-scroller, with a mission tied to it that we'll do in a weird way.
Well, a confirmation. About to get it.
Okay, we'll see. We had issues with this earlier.
There.
That's 3,
And 4.
4, yep.
Okay, yeah, we're fine.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Heading into
But
ski
he's going
swim
to be...
now.
Yep. So he's going to be going to the end of the level, and if he fails to swim at any point, loses it, it loses a lot of time. Yes, the only place to get it is here at the start of the level, so I'm going to shut up and let him do his thing.
Yeah. Am I leaving the crates on the ice again?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. That's the first hard part. Done. Cool. Whew.
Scared me. You scared me.
We're fine, we're
That's
fine,
the
we're fine.
hardest part of it. That's the hardest part of it, but it's not over.
It's really easy to get complacent and fail on the second half. I'm going to activate a mission here, which Kythol will be doing later during the time attack. And then level 1. Done. And 2. Done. Getting the opals.
Okay.
Done. Level 3. Done. Level 4. Done. And then the scary one for me. Level 5. Done. There we go. Got it.
Ooh, okay. There we go. That is an incredibly stressful thing. We make it look easy. He makes it look easy. It is very difficult.
Ground swimming is deceptively hard. It looks a lot easier than it is. And then just to go and throw everything away, I miss an opal on the glide.
It's fine.
It's first glide, so it's easy to recover that.
Yeah. I'm now heading up to the middle section that Matt pretty much completely skipped and just kind of cleaning up a couple things. Oh wait, did you hit the 2 frills at the top?
I did.
Okay.
I was
Just
never
making
not.
sure.
Okay, coming up for Doom cancels here, so this is my chance to get a bunch of Doom cancels in a row. Here's number 1. Well, actually number 2. I already got one further up. Got it. And there's 2 more further down for me. See in a second. And I'm heading
I'm
into
also
the
about to
most fun
catch-
minigame.
Yeah, I'm about to catch the most annoying. Everyone hate. All my homies hate Booney.
All my
We
homies hate Booney.
All my homies hate Booney. Yeah, Booney, get caught, idiot.
Nice.
He went the wrong way, but it's fine.
Oh, I missed a Doom Castle. No.
You're fine. I'm now heading to an area where it's really easy to miss an opal for some reason, so I'm going to be very careful to not miss it.
Crop count looks good. Opal count looks... I don't know at the moment.
It's something. We'll figure out if it's good or not.
And now I'm heading into turrets, and I can sit back and relax.
You want to explain what I'm going to be doing during TA?
So, during the time attack, Kythol is going to be hitting all of the frills that are on the cable cars. You might have seen me hit 2 of the frills at the top when I finished the swim. I'm hitting those ones because Kythol can't easily reach those during the time attack. But because of an issue with multiplayer, a bug that I was too lazy to fix and has now just been routed into runs, we can still see the frills during the time attack, so we'll be hitting those to save time there, so we don't have to ever go up or down the ski slope other than in the time attack. And then he'll also be hitting one of the dunnies, the checkpoints, outhouses. They are our spawn points, and by hitting or running up to that checkpoint, he will respawn there when he finishes the time attack, which he's going to die in. By dying at the end of the time attack, he gets the Thunder Egg for the time attack and gets teleported, and then can turn in that last mission with the frills all at the same time. It's one of the coolest looking bits of movement in the game. It's a blink and you'll miss it moment, and it's incredible. I love it. It's my favorite part of single player, 100%.
This is also really, really jank. It will be close. I should be fine, though. Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm sat with my finger on left click and doing nothing else, because this minigame is made so badly that you can just aim the snowball turret launcher in one specific spot and then just hold left click. You can put a weight on the mouse as well and just let it play out. It's fine. Jank minigame.
Yep. The main reason why this is difficult is I have to get enough damage, take enough damage, which there are obviously little animations when I take damage. But also, I have to collect these opals, and because I'm main menued, I actually don't have a charge bite to get them easily.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
Ooh, okay. So now I just have to fall and beat the snowboarding koala who never pushes himself forward and yet keeps forward momentum. His name's Andy. And if we had kaboomerangs, we could actually kill him. But we don't.
Meanwhile, I've just finished the turret mission. Ignore the weird visual glitch on my screen. That's fine. That's normal. We don't talk about it.
And I'm good.
And I'm heading over to the Bilby that Kythol missed earlier on purpose so that I can get it here. It saves Kythol a little bit of time, and then I'll main menu again to get back to the start and turn in the Opal Thunder Egg once Kythol gets me those opals, which he'll be heading towards.
And this is the Death Warp, so blink and you'll miss it.
Nice.
Now I'm collecting the last 5 opals.
Hopefully.
Yep.
There we go. And now we're heading into the second to last level of the game. Technically, it's the last level of the game, so when we approach the end of this level, be ready on time,
Okay,
because... Cool.
It'll be another blink and you miss it moment, but I talked to Elle, by the way. Don't forget the cog.
I get that at the end. The last level of the game is the boss level, but because of the Doomerangs, because we got the Doomerangs early, we can skip most of that boss. I also just failed the swim somehow. It's fine, second try, we'll get it.
He's getting a difficult type of swim, ground swim called an ice swim. The ice platforms that the Frosty Rings make, you can wait until they start melting, and if you're on the underside of it and you start swimming up, you can actually just swim out of the water, and because of the collision, you'll keep the swim and be able to swim on the ground.
We have theories about how it works that have been loosely confirmed by the devs, but it's like no one really knows what's happening with that one, even the devs.
One of those, why not moments.
I don't care. With speedrunners, we don't have to mess with it, you know. If it works, it works. So my route here is just going to be swimming around, getting a bunch of the opals, and then I'll be kind of crossing paths with Kythol, and we cross at some point. The routing to this level looks a bit weird if you haven't played the game. But it does make sense to us.
The main overarching thing of this level is this treasure hunt, where we have to go and hit these treasure chests, which, the other one's been activated. And they're synchronized, so one of us isn't the only one who has to hit it. We can each keep hitting them. And they're just kind of all over the level, and that is what unlocks the time attack. So we have to make sure we get all that so that we can actually do the time attack.
Yes. The routing for this run isn't just kind of haphazardly put together. We spent months every Sunday jumping into a call, and Saturday, I think. Yeah, Saturdays and Sundays during the routing sessions. With a bunch of the runners, a lot of people joining, just trying to get the routes sorted out, testing, timing, individual levels, so that we find what is roughly the fastest route. There could be faster routes than what we're doing here, but this is the best we've found so far. We have routed 2-player and 3-player. Everything above that, it just gets a bit hard to route.
Free-for-all.
Yeah.
It's kind of a free-for-all at that point. There are just some levels like Bridge on the River Tide, which it's really hard to route that just because the auto-scroller that is the Dennis section.
Yes.
Also, for Try Volcano Egg, that is an old trick that is deceptively difficult. Basically, you're supposed to go through a volcano and then come out the other side and glide down and get that. You can just ledge grab on the platform. You know.
However, we do need to go into the volcano because there is a cog in the volcano which I'm about to grab.
Yep.
Once I've grabbed the volcano, I'll be doing a trick we call toilet abuse. Because the outhouses have weird triggers. So there is a trigger for the outhouse which activates it that I'm going to jump into in a second. I'll explain it when I'm there. Here we go.
I'm realizing we did not use any of our funny names as much as I thought we would.
So I've just triggered a dunny that is underneath me in the volcano down there. But if I just run up against this wall, I can trigger one that's outside. And then when I die, I will respawn outside the volcano on the other side in a much better place to carry on my route. And that's how we cross path. So Kythol will have just run over that way. And I'm now crossing paths with him.
No, I am way ahead of you.
Well, yeah. No, that's fine. I'm just saying you will have gone that way at some point.
Yeah. I could do a very interesting jump here, but I'm not going to, called a Doom Jump. There is a several frame window where if you throw the Doomerangs, you can jump, and you'll get paused in the air. Once you are unpaused out of the air, you can get another jump and essentially just jump multiple times in the air. It's really difficult and technically can save time in some areas, but it's just not worth going for.
Oh, come on.
You're fine.
Robot's being a pain. He's out of range for me to hit him.
Boats is one of the three main sections of RNG. Two of the more annoying ones. One of them isn't really that difficult. It's icicles and snow. But emus, and which I did in Outback, the first mission I did in Outback Safari, and then thrill boats are the main forms of RNG in this run, and they're just not enjoyable.
Nope.
Also, I am coming up on everyone's best friend.
Frank!
It's Frank.
There's a cog that we didn't know what to call. We don't know how to describe where it is because it's in a really weird position that no one ever remembers because no one knows the names of anything. So we just call the cog Frank, and now everyone knows what we mean when we say, hey, you didn't get Frank. It works surprisingly well.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you hear it the first time, you're like, what are they talking about? And then you think about it, it's
Frank.
like, hey, that is Frank.
That is Frank. He's definitely a Frank. Just need to look at him and know he's a Frank.
He really is. I'm grabbing the Bilby, by the way, on Coconut.
Oh, that is not your route.
Oh, well, did you get it already?
I'll be getting it in a second. Just go back to
Okay.
Oval Path.
Yep.
You're fine.
That's fine.
That's like where my route ends here. No, so it's okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right, yeah. Again, route is kind of jank, but it works.
Yep. So what we've done here is left two of the longest mini games for last because the time attack is obviously going to be near the end because we have to get everything on the way to the chests. We end up leaving the time attack and the octopus mission, which is one of the ones you'll see in a minute, until the end. And that way, we're fine.
We're good on opals as well.
You sure?
Yep, I'm at 297 and 3 more.
Perfect. Heading to Bilby. Kythol's now going to do a ground swim to get up to the Bilby and get the Opal Thunder Egg, and meanwhile I will be heading up to the Octopus minigame and get that done.
Oh,
now.
You want me on TA? Ew.
You want me on TA? I can switch to TA. I'll switch TA.
Yeah, that would be preferable.
That's fine. I'm on TA. Be good.
I
I've
do
never
not
failed
like
TA ever. I've never failed TA.
Yep.
It's never been a problem.
It's redemption. This is a redemption arc.
In the current world
Plus-
record, we missed out on 58 minutes because I failed the time attack. Because I don't play with sound on, or I don't play with sound very high at least, so I couldn't hear whether I'd gone through the ring and missed the ring.
And he was yelling at me the entire time to not fail Octopus.
That is also true.
You still need to get the cog after TA, by the way.
Yeah, I got you. We're fine. But this is fast approaching the end of the run. Once again, thank you to Chrome and Lawn, BuzzChi, Silent, Florals, Kana, Tinsel, all the people who I've already mentioned throughout the run. Thank you, everyone, for making the mod possible and helping with testing, and just being part of the community and welcoming me in back like 2 years ago when you did. It's been awesome, and yeah.
Thank you, Complete-a-thon, for having us.
Yes, thank you, Complete-a-thon. I was gonna say that at the end, but yeah.
Yeah, this is a really fun run. We're excited to, show people that this is possible. It's kind of funny. This got released alongside, or this has been released for a while, but just recently, the first Jack and Daxter game also had their own multiplayer mod just come out, and they also have a level locked run, which is pretty closely timed to ours. It's a little faster, but we're working on bringing it down. And it's just kind of funny that a game that we kind of get associated with a lot and know people in that community also has a multiplayer mod that is around the same time for 2-player level locked.
So just to explain how the end of the run's going to go, there is an interesting trick that you're going to see Kythol do probably. Just getting the last cog now. Oh, no, it'll be
Probably
me.
gonna be you then.
It will be me. So I'm going to get the last rainbow scale here, and then I'll be going into Fluffy's Shield, which is the final boss of the game now to get us the last talisman. There we go, we've got all the rainbow scales. And this boss will be about 15 seconds because we're able to insta-kill it with the Doomerang. I'm not going to go into the full explanation because it's really complicated, but if I just throw the Doomerang at the center of Fluffy, it's a pretty much insta-kill. And that's time.
Time.
GG's.
The short version of it is where he threw it at is at 0, 0, 0 in the level coordinates wise, and because it's based on the final boss, as the end of the game is at 0, 0, 0, so if you just throw it in any level at 0, 0, 0, it just kind of does something.
And to
That's
confirm,
for short.
100% on Game Info screen. There we go. We have 100%. Ignore the picture frames down here. But yeah, GG's.
We got
Thank
one of
you
them at least.
again to Complete-a-thon for having us. And also, if anyone watching this who isn't part of the Thai community knows the game, likes what they've seen, and wants to join, please join the community. It's very welcoming, and we'd love to have you. And you can join multi-sessions, do whatever you want. Just, yeah, it'd be great.
And even if you're interested in the game, all 4 games, the 3 3D platformers, Thai 1, 2, and 3, and a more recent 2D platformer, are on Steam. Please feel free to buy them and support Chrome. They're an awesome studio, and they've been just wonderful to talk with and just interact with.
Yes.
Hello again, chat. Can we give it up in chat for that incredible Ty the Tasmanian Tiger run? We were kind of just debriefing it on chat, but sub 1 hour for a marathon run is absolutely incredible. And Kythol and Matt gave some amazing commentary while showing us a spectacular execution of that multiplayer run. So I'd just like to give it up one more time for them and thank them again so much for being here and showcasing that game at Complete-a-thon. That was an absolute treat, an absolute joy to watch, and I'm so happy that we had them here and am so excited to continue today with some more incredible runs as we continue to raise money for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. So as a reminder for everyone who may have just joined us or is, has been hanging out for that run and will be here for the rest of the day, this is Complete-a-thon 2024. And what is Complete-a-thon, you might ask? Well, Complete-a-thon is a charity event dedicated to completionist speedruns. This includes 100% all collectibles or even categories where you collect all of a specific collectible, such as all red berries or all shrines, just to name a few. If you're interested in getting involved or finding out more, make sure to join our Discord and follow us on Twitter/X to get updates about future events. So thank you all so much for tuning in to Complete-a-thon 2024. We have a bunch of amazing runs coming up for you. Right now, we've got a couple of Sonic games coming up next. But if you want to also see the rest of the schedule for today and for the rest of the week, feel free to put !schedule in chat to get that link. We've got runs today all the way up through Sunday, so plenty more days of incredible completionist speedrunning goodness for all of you here. And also as a reminder, we are here raising money for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. While women make up nearly half the gaming population, less than 24% of game developers in the US are women. Girls Make Games was created to address this gender gap and create a space for girls to explore the world of video games. To date, nearly 25,000 girls in 160 cities and 22 countries have accessed game dev workshops, summer camps, and tutorials. GMG's published titles have been downloaded over 190,000 times on partner platforms like PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Xbox Creators Program, Steam, and Google Play. By inspiring girls to engage with Steam through the fun and creativity of game design, we're creating a world where girls have the chance to discover their potential through gaming and game dev. So again, that is Girls Make Games, and we are here raising money for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. So if you are interested in learning more about Girls Make Games, !charity in the chat will send you a link to their website, and !donate is how you can access our Tiltify page, where we are raising money for the GMG Scholarship Fund. And as you can see, we have raised $753.32 so far for that. So thank you all so much to everyone who has donated so far for the past couple of days and today for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. We are incredibly honored and delighted to be raising money for them and for such an incredible cause. And as a reminder for those donations, coming up next, we have Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, all trophies, but we have a bid war open for that if you want to put in your donations to influence how that game is actually going to look. So we have a category choice bid war open, and you can choose between 128 KB and 600 KB. And if you don't know what that means, and quite honestly, I'm not super familiar with this terminology either, so even if I'm saying something wrong about this right now, please let me know. But as far as I'm aware, and from what I've been told and what I've seen, these are two options on effectively how many pixels are we going to have available for us to look at during all of these races. The 128 KB option is much crunchier, a little bit lower def, whereas 600 KB has way more pixels and is much smoother. So it depends on which one you want to get those donations in. Oh, and it actually, while I'm talking about it right now, it looks like we've actually just closed that bid war because we are just about set up for that Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing run coming up. And it looks like we have the 128 KB version going up. So we are going to be crunchy and having fewer pixels, which is going to be an absolute delight to see. So I'm so excited to see that. Thank you to everybody who donated for that bid war. In total, that bid war helped us raise just under $30 for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. So thank you everyone so much for participating in that. And we are so excited for that run coming up next. This is also your morning, afternoon, evening, middle of the night, wherever you are tuning in from and whatever time of day it is for you. This is a reminder that if you've been hanging out with us all morning or all, whatever time zone it is for you, for me it's morning, so that's what I'm talking about. Make sure to grab some water, stretch, hydrate, take a little walk, stand up, do a little stretch. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself while we are marathoning these games all day. I know watching this stream all day is an incredibly fun way to spend the day, but also make sure that you stand up a little bit and take a little walk around while we have these brief intermissions. They're a great time to go and grab a snack, grab some water, and whatever you need. So remember, take care of yourselves, hydrate, and as we set up for this next run, it's a great time to do just that. All right, everyone, whether you were just tuning in, just came back from a brief hydration break like I am, or have been hanging out with us since we started streaming a couple of hours ago. As a reminder, this is Complete-a-thon 2024, and we are currently streaming, as you can see, from the No Glitches Allowed Twitch channel. Just so you know, several members of the Complete-a-thon team also work on staff for No Glitches Allowed, which is an event that features glitchless and no major glitches speedruns. This event typically takes place in the spring, so feel free to follow us here at twitch.tv/NoGlitchesAllowed and at NoGlitches on Twitter/X, as well as join our Discord for announcements so that you won't miss when our next Complete-a-thon event takes place. And that's not just Complete-a-thon, that is all of the different events that No Glitches Allowed runs with their headlining event, No Glitches Allowed, but also a bunch of other things like No Holidays Allowed coming up later this year. So make sure to follow this Twitch channel and check them out on Twitter in order to get news on all of those amazing marathons coming up throughout the year. All right, everyone. This is now the end of my hosting shift for this morning, but I will be passing it off to the incredible Rexy for the next couple of runs. So thank you all so much for having me. It's been awesome watching that Ty the Tasmanian Tiger run. That was just an absolute treat of a run to watch. I'm Speff. Thank you again so much, and I will now hand it off to Rexy.
Thank you very much, Speff. Hello there. Hello there. Welcome to Complete-a-thon 2024. I don't think you may or may not be aware of this, but yes, I am Rexy, and I am here to be your guiding host throughout Sonic Block. So we're all about going fast and being the blue blur and getting, not being too slow in these kind of runs. I will end up seeing that right there. Remember, we are raising money right here for Girls Make Games, and that is an amazing charity to end up donating for. So, for a bit of a reminder, they believe in providing every girl and woman with the opportunity to discover their potential and talents through gaming and game development. With your donations, you're able to contribute directly to the Girls Make Games Scholarship Funds that provides girls and women with the resources and opportunities to pursue careers in gaming through GMG's many programs, such as their 2024 college sponsorships, summer camp scholarships, and the new mentorship and internships programs launching later this year. They've got a lot going on, so it'll be amazing to get those donations rolling right through. And talking of which, we have a $35 donation from Kythol saying, GG's, thanks for having us. Good luck on the S ranks. Yes, thank you indeed. Not only for being a part of the amazing the Tasmanian Tiger run at the start of the day, but also for meeting the Sonic Colors DS All S ranks category upgrade. So we are going to be seeing more of that when that run ends up dropping later on today. That is going to be so hype! Yes! That game is pretty much Sonic Rush 3 in all but name. Doesn't that feel amazing for you? I would like to feel that. Alright. Tuned In Complete-a-thon is indeed a charity event dedicated to completion of speedruns. This includes 100% all collectibles, or even categories where you collect all of a specific collectible, just to name a few. If you're interested in getting involved or finding out more, make sure to join our Discord and follow us on Twitter to get updates about our future events. We've got so many going on throughout the year, not only with Complete-a-thon, but also No Glitches Allowed as well. So several members of the team are also staff on No Glitches Allowed, which is an event that features glitchless, no major glitches speedruns. And this event typically takes place in the springtime. Feel free to follow us here at twitch.tv/NoGlitchesAllowed and at NoGlitches on Twitter, as well as join our Discord for announcements so that you won't miss when our next Complete-a-thon event takes place. Donations could also be done right over at !donate. Make sure to type that into the chat so that you can end up making a direct donation towards the event itself. We've got some amazing incentives and bid wars for you to end up choosing from when they end up going live, so make sure to get the donations in to get them met. We've also got a QR code displayed right here during breaks, as well as runs without camera, that could also be scanned using phones for easy access to the donation link.